And we're back!
Oh,
Welcome
what a great episode.
to the Cavalry, everybody. I'm trying to pick up the energy because Johnny seems a little bummed out. Why, Johnny?
I am less than 5 minutes out from a terrible show that I just performed while sitting here. Private show, virtual show. Oh my gosh! You know what the worst thing was? I saw. I mean, it was painful, and it just reached a point where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do new stuff because I'm sitting here. It's not gonna be any different. The tried and true tested stuff. I couldn't hear, like, I don't know if there was audio of their laughs. It wasn't a normal virtual show. They were having a party in person, and then they all set up a monitor, and they're at a long table, just turned looking at me. Oh my God. And I was like, oh, does any of you guys have kids? And then I'd like hear a very faint noise from someone way far away. I'm like, I can't talk to you people because I can't hear anything you're saying.
That's such a funny way to do it. So we've entered the last phase, I think, of the virtual shows where they're literally introducing all the shitty parts of live shows into. So like, hey, you're like in a virtual show, and you're like, hey, can we have you guys turn the TVs off in the background? And I hear some people playing pool back there. Could we put the pool cues away while I get the show? Like, they're like, virtual shows don't suck enough. Let's take all the aspects of the real life shows that suck. Let's do a check drop in the middle of the virtual show. Is there a way to like ping everybody's Venmo account 40 minutes into the show?
Yeah. Oh, it's just the worst real gig, and then instead they just put you on virtually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is what it was. And you know what else? You know what's funny is it was I got booked because the guy was like, yeah, you did a show for my wife in 2020, and so she recommended you. And so they're probably like,
now they're getting divorced.
Fuck?
You broke up the marriage with your big stink bomb.
With my terrible show.
Do you think it was one of those stand-up to Corona shows?
I don't think it was. No, I don't think it was, because I asked him. I was like, "Oh, what was the date?" Just so I could find out what I charged.
Right,
so I could have it be the same.
Jesus.
And it was one where I got, they paid in advance, so I'm just like, oh,
that's still great. It's paid in advance, and you're home already. I mean, if you're gonna bomb, that is the way to do it.
Yeah, but I'd rather get paid like today. I got paid like 2 weeks
ago.
Oh,
right.
It's like, not only did I get paid in advance, I already spent it in advance.
That's true. Now you just took this beating, and there's no cherry. There's no ice cream afterwards.
Yeah, my kids.
But you don't have to talk to anybody. You just hit leave, and you're out. I mean, I
hit leave and texted you immediately, like, I need a hug.
Well, let's all give Johnny a big virtual hug after his virtual shit performance.
Yes. And so why don't you explain why your sound quality is so
I'm at the DoubleTree Inn here in Miami because I'm doing a 1-week cruise starting tomorrow, and I totally spaced on it to pre-record in advance. So we're doing this sort of last minute. And off to a great start. Had to fly stupid United Airlines. Like, I just don't know how people do it when they're like at the bottom of because obviously I didn't book this flight, but like connect in Houston, and then get to Miami. They lose the bags, of course. They just like, you're boarding last. It's like everybody's, when you have no status, it's humiliating way to fly. I just gotta say, it's very humiliating. Horrible. It's just like,
it's humiliating to fly like you listeners, probably.
Yeah, like regular people. It was awful. And United is like,
did they lose your bag?
Oh yeah, they lost the bag. And here's the funniest part about that is like, United is like, they're like Spirit Airlines in practice, but then they try to be a big time airline with their technology and stuff. So they have the app and they have all this, like, they email you and text you, but then when you get there, it's this horrible, horrible, rickshaw of a plane. And then and they have like, oh, Bluetooth connects to your TV and your I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So you can use your actual AirPods, and of course it doesn't work, like.
Yeah. Oh,
But
it's working this flight. Sorry.
yeah, they just like say they have it and it never's worked before. Like
They never had it.
there's not even wires inside of that. There's no microchips. It cannot work. It's a pretend. We put on a sign that says Bluetooth one day. But
It's just a sticker.
but what they do have is on the app, when I checked my bag, and which I had to check my bag. Normally I would never check my bag because it's only a week, but then they were like, you, with the ticket they bought me, the cruise line, you can't even do a carry-on. You can only like a backpack, so you have to check any roller bag. So if I just bring the big bag at that point because I read that ahead of time. So check the bag, and then they have this. They text me, and they're like, "Hey, you can track your bag." Oh, that's cool. So I'm like, what the fuck do I care? Just
When you track your bag, shouldn't it be on my plane?
Right. It's like, where is it going? Can I wave to it? Like, what? You know what I mean? I was like, what do I care if I can track my bag? Just make sure it gets there. You track my bag. How about that? Why don't you track my bag and I'll just not think about it till I get to my destination? Well, I'm bored on the plane on the second flight. I'm on the tarmac in Houston. We're about to take off for Miami. I'm like, hey, I should check in on the old bag. So I click on it, and there's like all these green dots. It's like, your bag's been checked in Portland. Your bag's on the plane. Your bag's been arrived in Houston. Your bag, and then there's an empty green dot where it says that it should have gotten on the plane. So I'm like, hey, what do I do? But there's no button to hit where, like,
wait for my bag.
There's no button to like call the pilot and go, hey, turn around, my bag's stuck here. So it's just this useless information where now the whole flight I'm just pissed off going, these goddamn, now I'm gonna have to deal with all this shit. Like, it was the most. And then you don't even believe, and there's still part of you that goes, well, maybe this stupid app is like the Bluetooth where it just doesn't work, and then some idiot didn't scan the thing in, and so maybe it will be there. So of course I wait the whole carousel. So there was no benefit to the app except for me just being
upset earlier,
knowing what was coming the whole time.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Track your bag on a plane it should be on the plane with you. Hey, well, I just tracked my bag. Why is my bag in New Mexico?
But it's like, what am I supposed to do with the information? I would love the guy who like just starts pulling flight attendants aside, like, hey, yeah, so you're like 30,000 feet up in the air. Yeah, so my bag is still in Houston. Like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got a lot of that.
We're United Airlines. That does not surprise me. So then it reminds me, though, I used to have a bit about it, but like Wells Fargo has this, they do overdraft alerts on your phone. So like, it wasn't like overdraft protection, but they would just tell you when you overdrafted immediately. You're like, who fucking wants that? Just like,
they ruin your day for you.
Take the money quietly, please. Don't humiliate me when I'm out with my friends. But anyway,
that's funny.
So hopefully I get it. I think I'm tracking my bag now. I think it's still in here. I don't know if it's heading to Miami or.
When do you get on the ship?
Tomorrow at 11. So it's got to get here before then, or else I'll be wearing a lot of gift shop gear.
That's what, like, I mean, I've had bags lost, but like never in a situation where it's like you're going on a cruise. Like, how do they make that up to you? Are you just?
I've heard they can get the bag to you even when you're on a cruise. So, like, they'll just fly it to, like, Turks and Caicos, wherever the hell we're going. But I don't know if that'll be in time. What Heidi's when we went to New York, they lost Heidi's bag, and she just bought a bunch of. We bought her a bunch of clothes because it was gone for like till the last day of the trip, essentially. So it was pointless, and so we just and they paid it back. So I don't know if they
They
would.
paid for all the clothes.
Yeah, they paid for all the clothes we bought.
Oh, see, what airline was that?
That was Alaska. See, I don't know. I don't know if I trust United to. They're like, hey, we let you track it. It's kind of your fault. You dropped the ball there, pal. You had the tracker.
Yeah.
There should be like they need to contribute to the technology and like add like a walkie-talkie to it or something. So if I can see that it's, I can start talking to people and the, hey, this one goes. This is Andrew's bag here.
Put me on the plane.
Let's me go to Miami quick. I want to hustle up. We got 10 minutes.
Oh God.
They should like let you pay to physically do the work.
Yeah.
That's a good idea for like Spirit or something. Like, hey, for 20 more bucks, you can just go down onto the tarmac and load your own bag into the baggage area and work a shift to make sure it gets on with the other bags.
Oh God.
Anyway, so
Well, I hope you get it tomorrow. You have to.
yeah, I hope so too. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, this is my first week ever with this Holland America. Make a bad impression being dressed like a.
Oh, I did Holland America. This is your first one?
Yeah, you've done Holland? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh? What'd you think?
Uh, it was fine. It was. I think it was one where I was like, I think it's. I don't know.
I like it if it's 1 week. They're letting me just do 1 week.
I did 2 weeks, and it was, I don't know how many shows, but it was like I did a couple shows on my own, and then I did one with the magician, and then the magician did a couple on his own, and then when we split.
They said to have 2 different shows, like 45 minutes. You know,
Clean, right?
clean, yeah. But to have two completely separate shows.
Yeah,
So
I think that's right.
that's what I'm prepared for. Which I don't even know how prepared. It's gonna be a lot of old stuff, so I have to listen to the old album again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, I just remember that because I only did it once, and it was a lot of Johnny time. It was a lot of
Yeah.
there was no other comedian.
Right. I know I should have brought the switch or something, but be all right or be productive.
Yeah, I told you. Breath of the Wild Part 2 is coming out. Tears of the Kingdom.
I know.
You still haven't beat Ganon. Oh my
I
God.
gotta beat.
My daughter beat Ganon.
Well, I can beat Ganon. I just have not done it. Don't. It's not like, oh wow, you can't even beat Ganon.
All right.
Anyway, you have any other pre-show discussion?
No, I'm putting together a bunch of furniture, so that's fun. Bunch of
Oh
IKEA bookshelf. So
Wait, like IKEA stuff?
that's my weekend. Huh?
IKEA stuff?
What's that? Yeah.
IKEA?
IKEA.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Easy cake.
Easy?
Yeah, it'll take forever, but it's easy, but it's very time consuming because it's like it's a big set of drawers, like it's a dresser. So I got to build each drawer, build the thing,
I know.
the wheelie ramps.
That's why I like putting together. Did you have to put together your barbecue when you bought a barbecue? Did you have to put it all together?
My barbecue is a Weber bowl grill,
Oh, so it just came.
pretty easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the most intimidating one of all because it just like you open and it's like an erector set. You open up the box and it's just like pieces everywhere, and you really have to like to stop yourself from having a panic attack. It's like a good lesson for life, but you just have to go, okay, just do step one, and just you have to really slow down and focus. Just if you do step one, you can get to step two. If you do step two,
What kind of grill is it?
oh, it's just like
Yours like a big,
just a cheap
like a gas
propane.
grill?
It's a gas grill, yeah. It's a gas grill.
Oh, okay.
But it's got like
Yeah.
it you know, you see it at Home Depot and it's like I don't know, it was probably like $250 or something. And you're like, oh, cool, you know, but it doesn't come put. That's why it's cheap. It comes in like 8,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Did I talk about here?
Oh no, I've never had to build a grill.
Oh man, honestly, that's one where I would pay a lot more for it to come together.
Huh.
Did I ever talk about the couch we bought my mother-in-law on Wayfair? Did I bring that up
No,
before? So we
no.
just when you talked about putting furniture together, it reminded me. So we ordered this like very small couch off Wayfair, and I open it up and talk about easy. There's literally the two arms, like the sides of it, and then there's the meat of it, the middle, and then cushions on
Yeah.
the middle. That's it. And you just slide the two arms onto prefabbed metal slots, right? So
Right.
I open it up, and there's just the two arms. And I'm like looking in the box and I'm looking in the instructions. And Heidi's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I think I'm missing a piece. Because you know, you're like convinced it has to be like you're like looking in the box and you're like, this piece has to be massive. There's no way it would have even fit in this box. You know what I mean? And Heidi's like, are you sure? I was
It's
like, I'm
basically the couch,
the
right?
couch is missing. Yeah. I was like, I think they forgot the couch. And she's like, no way. And I'm like, look, who put it together? Look, I was like, 1, 2, 3. There's not that many steps, you know, we're missing.
Yeah.
So I call Wayfair and they like apologize, like, oh yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. We'll send you another one, you know. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, great. So it's like 2 weeks later. But then the it happens again. It's just two arms.
You got 4 arms and no
Now I just have
couch.
4 arms. And then, oh, and that was the other thing. I was like, what do I do with the old one? They're like, oh, well, you can just keep them. And I was like, I don't know. I
They
could have,
did that to us too with a table.
like, we'll keep them. Like, hey,
We don't want to pay for you to ship it back. Just
I got 2 arms. If you have a middle couch with no arms, let's make a deal. If you've just been using cardboard with no arms.
Oh my god.
So
So
then,
what happened? You got two.
so then like 2 days after, I go, you're not, you guys, you idiots, it happened again. And they're like, and then somebody more competent I talked to this, I'm like, oh, what happened? And then so what happened was then like a day later, the middle shows up by itself to the original couch.
Okay.
So it was
Oh.
always supposed to come in 2 packages, but they don't tell you that. So the first person I talked to on the phone did not know that it comes in 2 packages. So they thought they screwed up. So they ordered. So then I got a second whole middle coming to. So I was like, I had to call and cancel that one. I had to get the 2 arms sent back, and then we put the couch together.
I
Did that
mean,
make sense?
yeah, totally. But if you were, I mean, you could have just had 2 couches and sold one, right? Yeah.
Would have had 2 couches, but uh, no, well, no, because then I would have only had because they once the guy figured it out on the phone, he canceled the middle.
Oh, he canceled the second middle.
Second middle. So then I could have had 2 free arms though. I for sure could have had 2 free arms. And if I
That's
just
so
kept my
funny.
mouth shut, I could have had two free. Could have had a free couch.
I do love it. That's how Wayfair handles it, because we got like a big table with like a, I don't know, like this big stone, main part, and it came like just scratched to shit.
Yeah.
And Aaron called and complained, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, we'll get you, and oh, we don't have. We'll send you another one. You can keep that one." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, great. We'll just sell it when the other one gets here." And then they were like, "We are out of it. We don't have another one." And so we just got our money back and got to keep this
And
scratched
then
up
you
one.
just have a scratched up table for free.
So now we just have a scratched up one. But
Yeah.
I kind of was like, all right, we have 3 very young kids. It won't take long for a nice one to look like this in a month anyway. Let's just have this.
That's a good call. Yeah, it does make you wonder about Wayfair's how the Wayfair operation works. It does seem like their biggest cost is shipping. Somehow they get all the furniture for free. I don't know. But they're like, just we won't, we don't send it back to us. Whatever you do not send that back to us. We don't want it. We can't pick it up. Our warehouse is full.
We don't have space for
Nothing
it.
can come in. Everything has to go out. Nothing can come in.
Oh my god.
All right, buddy.
Should we do some topics?
Backing up.
I didn't even look.
Oh, okay. I can go first because it's tangential to my airline. It's airline related.
Okay. And then I do got mine. Okay, go ahead.
Here's what I need backup on it. Like, so in the Uber this morning, the guy was like, I told him I'm going to Miami because they always ask where you're going. So I said, well, I'm going to Houston first, then Miami. And he gave me this big reaction, Houston first, then and I feel like there's this person out there that always has to like just crush the layover geography, like why would I go to San Francisco before I'm going? That doesn't make any sense. Hey, dipshit, it's because it's not, that's like in a straight line and it's like, okay, the pilot's got to pee or whatever. That's just where they have to get you to get on the next plane. It's not about the like fastest line to the place.
Yeah.
I just don't like the big show. And then it's like it's my fault too. I didn't book this ticket, and two, I don't know, man. That's just how.
Yeah, like you picked your layover.
Yeah, I didn't. You know what I mean? That's just the way they do it. I don't know what
like in their head. They're like, man, I could really turn that airline around by just making them all.
You know what? If it were me,
whatever. Anyways, yeah,
I would have just flown the plane straight. Why even stop?
But no one's asking me, so I'll just keep driving Uber.
That is so mean, but very true.
Hey, I'm a former Uber and Lyft driver.
I know, me too.
Oh my god, I
can't remember which, but yeah, just like I don't know, they're so indignant, especially if it's like, let's say you're going from LA. I don't know. What would be a good example? I can't even remember. But like if you're going
to one where you're backtracking.
Yeah, somewhere where it's like a little, like maybe you're going to San Diego. I don't know, and you go to LA first and then Mexico or something. Well, why would I go
I've been like I'm going to New York and I'll go to Colorado first.
Yeah. And it's like, guys, just it's an airplane. It's not like, a covered wagon where it's like people are gonna die of smallpox if we go a few hundred miles out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
do you? So, what type of person are you? Yes, I back you up. That's obnoxious. Are you the type of person that just like, oh yeah, oh my god, and goes along with it while you're just like, oh, I can't wait to get out of this?
Yeah. I avoid the confrontation. I'm not insane. I'm not gonna be like, hey, moron. You think I chose this?
You're fucking stupid.
Think you are to question. They put a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of thought into how they get people places. Sorry they didn't run it by you first. No, I don't do that. But I am secretly going, God damn, I feel like I've had this conversation so many times in my life. Just like, they put you, if there's a layover, it's because you paid less for the flight, probably, or someone who bought the flight paid less for the flight. And it's because it was more efficient, because more people from that city are trying to go to the next city that you're trying to get to. Right. That's the answer. It's not like they fucking forgot where Chicago was on the map. Yeah. It's not like, oh, whoops. I thought you were going west, not east. Oh, boy.
Darn it. Oi, oi, oi. Please do me a favor. Don't tell your Uber driver about this. We will be so embarrassed.
That guy has been riding our ass for years. If he heard I did this.
Oh, my God. Where were
Also,
you an Uber driver in LA?
huh? Yeah, in LA, I drove. Or no, I think it was Lyft, but one of them. It did not last long. I think I did like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then our car barely made it the cutoff for like, I mean, it was an older car then. It's the same car, but it was not a fancy car then. And I think people, they never complained openly, but I think some of my reviews reflected that the car was just not.
Was it a Prius?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
But it was like 2000, it's a 2006, so it's,
Uh,
and then Heidi would use it, she nannied, so you'd use it to drive these dirty kids around. They'd leave crap in there all the time.
yeah. Oh God.
Also, like, just Houston does kind of and now I'm thinking this Uber driver stupid because it's like Houston is kind of on the way from Portland to Miami,
Yeah.
It's south, it's east. What's the
Yeah.
problem? It's a perfectly reasonable place to stop.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do ones where I'll go backwards. Or I'm literally
Yeah.
driving away from where I'm flying away, but whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Just I know I was crushing the airlines earlier, and now it seems like I'm doing a 360 and I'm saying cut on my break, but
Yeah.
take each issue for I'm fair-minded guy. All right. What do you need backup on, dude?
All right, this is what I need backup on.
On. Okay, better change topics. Old man Johnny here is about to go to sleep.
I was hoping your internet cut out as I yawned and it
No, it's
froze.
working just fine.
Okay. This is my topic. I get slack, whatever, flack for this, but we need to stop getting kids. Like my
Flack.
wife will get flack. I'm getting
You're
flack.
getting flack.
There's
It's
things
a war.
I don't want to get my kids. She'll get my kids, and I think it's stupid that these are things that people get kids. Slime as a toy, paint so they can paint shit because it's the messiest shit and it ruins all your things, and sandboxes. We have all that stuff, and I'm the big party pooper. Oh, you're stifling their creativity. Oh, guy, you're such a stick in the. And then I, those clothes those Nike clothes that you got them, they're ruined forever. The first time they wore them because there's paint on them. Oh, the carpet, the new rug has slime just stuck in it. Can we just stop with the fucking slime, paint, and sandboxes?
My daughters, first of all, Heidi's brought up sandbox, and I was like a hard no. And she's like, why? Why? I'm like, have you ever been to the beach? And then like your car is full of sand for the next like 2 months, and your clothes all have sand, your backpack has got sand everywhere, and it's sand. Like, I don't want that all the time, everywhere.
Yeah,
it's gonna feel
that's
that.
just your house. That's the entryway to your house now.
Yeah, no, thank you. My daughter's at the age where, like, she's big into crayons, so she's got a lot of crayons, but those are great.
Yes.
And she's like addicted to crayon. Like, she just carries one around all the time, like she's a waiter or something. But
and they don't even make crayons that you can't wipe away whatever they write on with water nowadays.
yeah, I think they are. They're like washable crayons or something.
Oh, great. Yeah.
But what's wrong with crayons? Why paint?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And what is slime again? Don't kids make slime? Isn't that something you make out of
the worst?
shaving cream or something?
My sister is my son's godfather or godmother and got him a kit. He loves it. This is the greatest gift for him. A kit where you make slime. I don't know if we've ever successfully pulled it off one, or I haven't. I think Aaron made it once, but it's just messy water, and he gets upset because it didn't work. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but even whether they make it or they don't make it,
like, my dad sucks at science, and now I can't have slime.
Pretty much, but whatever. I don't. I follow. That's the thing. How hard is it to follow directions? It's labeled. They tell you how much. I do what they say, and it doesn't turn into slime.
It's like cooking.
Exactly.
You're just inherently bad at it.
Yeah, cooking's for assholes. Anyway.
Uh, but what are the ingredients? Like, because it started out as like a renegade. It wasn't like a corporate sponsored thing. It was like a thing kids would make with like
Yeah, glue and
household
shaving
ingredients.
cream and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, also, but don't get like you buy a jar of slime that just comes made.
What is like? What does it look like? Or like, why is it popular? I guess I don't understand
I don't either. That's why it's my topic. It's stupid.
it. Have you
Oh,
seen it before? Have you dealt with it before?
yeah. It
So
doesn't come.
describe
I
it.
mean, it's like it's slime. It's just it gets your hands all shitty, and then it's like it's like really loose Play-Doh or something. I don't know, but it's like wet and
Oh.
stinky and just stupid. Like, how is that even fun?
Can you make it into stuff?
No, it's slime. It's
So what does he
it's like
do?
it's like
What do they
it's
do with
like
it?
playing with like you take a jar of jelly and dump it on a table, but pretend it's hard to pull apart. That's what slime is.
And then what do they do with it?
Smear
Get
it in the carpet and get it
strand
on
with
their
carpet.
fucking clothes.
Get old and it gets old.
Yeah,
Huh.
you put it in their
Weird.
pockets.
Kids are weird, man.
Yeah.
What do they want for Christmas?
Uh, Football jerseys of players that I am unfamiliar with.
Well,
Jones and
so
Lazard. Jones and Lazard.
no football jerseys.
Yeah, they each want football jerseys.
Yeah, they're all the players are ones that you're unfamiliar with. That's my point.
Correct, correct.
You could have
Except for
ended the
Aaron
sentence.
Rodgers. Except
Yeah,
for Aaron Rodgers.
and nobody wants his jersey anymore.
Yeah, I guess not. Huh?
Oh, Lazard's on my fantasy team, so I'll chip in. I'll chip in a couple bucks for that one. It helps him play better.
I ordered it 2 nights ago.
Oh, nice. Did you get the knockoff Chinese ones or the real NFL.com like game official one?
One that was mysteriously cheaper. so
Yeah,
they're gonna figure they'll outgrow it anyway.
it'll come and like a bat will come out of the box. some,
Yeah.
some like communist manifesto and the my buddy Stephen Howie, he used to have a tailgate for the Seahawks games when I had season tickets. I mean, I think they
Yeah.
still do it actually. And I would always buy the off knockoff because I'm like, it's so stupid. I mean, it's double the price to buy the official NFL
Yeah. And what
jersey.
is the difference?
Well, he could tell you because he would spot you coming. I mean, he is like a Jersey snob. 30 yards away, he's like, hey, Jersey. You know what I mean? Who cares? I'm just trying to like, I'm at the game. I just need the colors and to show.
Yeah.
But he's like,
Exactly.
no. See, this logo is off center, and this is supposed to be 30
Oh,
millimeters from the
fuck
left,
him. That's
and the
so
stitching's
stupid.
all off here. And
It's not like, oh, I got the knockoff shoes to play basketball all season. It's this
I know.
costume shirt I'm wearing when I watch games.
I know. And it is just like it's a hard pill to swallow to pay like because they're already like they're not cheap. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask you what you
No,
paid, but like
no, well, they're youth ones, so that's helpful. But like the real ones for youth ones were like I think 90, and I paid 38.
I got 6 of them. They come in
No,
one of those tennis ball plastic containers.
but they but they come from like I just like search the internet and find like weird site, a different site. It's like NFL sports dot whatever.
You're gonna be so lucky if these names are spelled right. Alan Laser? Who's Alan Laser?
Oh, looks like Santa got it wrong. One of the elves made a boo boo. Oh man. But I mean, it's the Michael Jordan jerseys. Like my son has a Michael Jordan jersey that my brother got him, and it's awesome. It's like sweet. I don't know. I have no idea how much it was, and I want to get a Jordan jersey. It's like $300 for a basketball jersey of Michael Jordan, You can go on Etsy and people are selling them for 50.
Yeah. Well, and is that one where if you go like on eBay, they're probably even more expensive, right? Like if you
I
like
don't know. I have
that's what I
no
was telling you
idea.
about that Ball Was Life shop here in Portland, where it's all the retro NBA gear. All
Yeah.
the shoes, everything was more expensive than you'd see at like Foot Locker or something, because I think this stuff is like
Oh, because
only
they,
increased in value.
yeah,
It's all
they
the
have
it's
a
all the
limited.
authentic stuff, but like old.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Some of your
whatever.
kids are such big Packer fans.
Well, apparently Duncan's favorite team is the Dolphins.
Oh, because of Tua and Tyreek Hill. They have a
Really?
really
Sound
like
familiar.
no, that's interesting, like where kids are drawn to, because the Dolphins have like a high powered offense this year. And they've got like these really, really, really fast wide receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
And then they score a bunch of points, and so they'd be a fun team to watch. Like the opposite of the Packers this year, I'd say. It's a much tougher watch to watch the Packers if you're like a little kid, I feel like. So I could see
Yeah.
him being a traitor and going to the Dolphins, but don't give him a Tyreek Hill jersey though if he asks for it. Because
Don't.
no, because it might invite some questions. Tyree Hill like famously punched his girlfriend in the face on video when he was in college. And I mean, he's changed since then, one would hope, but I don't
Not
know.
the jersey to send the
Still might not
football
be the
with.
jersey like that, you know, he'd come home from school, but like someone might have brought it up or something. So I
That's
would
a funny.
avoid Tyreek Hill if I were you.
We should have. We should do a segment on an episode sometime when I have Edie come on and you and Edie just talk sports because
Yeah.
it's crazy how much she knows about sports. Like me and Aaron at the dinner table today were just like, I don't know what she's talking about. It's like goes on and all these players, their stats, and all this.
And she gets it from the video games more, or from
I don't know if it's from
fantasy,
if
or
it's at school or the video game. I mean, and now she's watching. She'll watch games on Amazon, Peacock, and then we have the bunny ears for when they're on like
yeah,
Fox or whatever.
you gotta get Red Zone.
Red Zone. Don't you? Can't you not get that unless you have like
That's
a?
a good question. I'm pretty sure you can get it. There's got to be a way these days to get it just to pay for it by itself from like the NFL itself. They have this thing like NFL Plus. Maybe they do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We tried to do that with.
Unless she asks for it. I mean, obviously you don't want it, so maybe you shouldn't do it.
What I would love to do is get one where you can watch all. We can watch a bunch of NBA games, but
Well, you can get League Pass, can't you?
don't you have to like have? Doesn't it have to be linked to your
I don't think so.
your subscription?
The only thing they'd probably block out the Bucks, so you could watch all the teams except for Giannis.
Why? That's why we
Because
want to get
that's
it.
where they want you to have because the cable company in town, whatever it is for you, Cox or Time Warner or whatever,
Spectrum, I think, or
Spectrum,
TDS.
they
Spectrum.
want
Yeah.
they want you. They have the rights, I assume. So then they're like, bullshit. You can just get NBA League Pass. You got to buy our Hallmark channel,
Yeah. See,
and all the other horse shit.
but that is why we would want to watch it is for the Bucks.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I can't watch the Blazers. Here in Portland, I can't, and I would watch. I would,
That's such horseshit.
it's stupid.
How
It's
come
stupid.
we were wondering why are the Packers not playing the Seahawks ever?
Well, you only play, so they're not in the same they're in the same conference, but they're not in the same division, so they don't necessarily play every year. They play every once in a while, but like sometimes it's random and sometimes it depends on how you finished in your division the year before. So like if you're two first place teams usually play the next year, but the Seahawks haven't been first place in a while, so that might be part of it.
Would that be boring for our listeners to hear you explain what the difference between a conference and a division is?
Well, I think the last like 15 minutes, it can't be more boring than that. So we can just pile on here. But
Top it off.
the division, so there's the AFC and the NFC. Those are the two conferences.
Right. Okay.
But they do play each other some too, but just not as much. And then in the Super Bowl, it's the AFC versus the NFC, right?
Yeah.
So then the divisions are just the like there's 3 divisions, I think, 3 or 4 divisions.
Like the tier, like the rankings, the top
Yeah,
division
well,
one.
no, it's just regional. So it's like there's the NFC West, and then there's the AFC West. So like then there's the Packers are in the NFC North. So it's like the Vikings, Packers, Bears, and Lions. They play each other every year, twice a year. And then the winner of that division gets to go to the playoffs no matter what, right? So that's where the Packers have been first place in that division for the last, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years or something.
Okay.
That's why they always go to the playoffs. This year, they will not be.
Is there even a chance?
There's not a chance, I don't think, of them winning that division because the Vikings are 7-1 or something. But they
so
could,
even if we win every game here on out,
if you win every game here on out, you might win the wild. You might get a wild card, but I still don't think you catch the Packers
because I think the Vikings.
Or yeah, they are Vikings. Sorry. Here's a quick thing about TV, all that stuff we're talking about, like cable and all that. The extension, because remember, I've defended this new era we're in, the streaming era, because I'm just like, it's still so much better to be able to.
Yes.
With like Disney Plus or HBO to call up any show ever of all time and just get to watch it.
At any time.
That's all true. But the other drawback that I don't think it's discussed enough is like going over to anyone else's house and just having no idea where to start. Like there'll be like 3 remotes on average, and you're just staring at it going like, which one gets me in to the. I was at my parents' house and they have like remotes. They have a smart TV, but then they also have like old fashioned cable. And I was like, I just want to, and it was on Netflix. And I was like, how do I get to cable? And my dad literally had to take a remote and go to a home fitness app. He's like, I don't know why. This is just the only way to get it to switch over. And it was this home fitness yoga app. And he gets in there, and then he hit a button, and he could get me back on to like the cable so I could watch the game.
Oh my god!
But everybody's house is there's no uniformity to it. Like when we had a babysitter for Ginger, and she started crying, and we were like, she texts us, "Oh, Ginger's upset." We're like, "We'll just put on Winnie the Pooh," and she goes, I don't know," and she's like in her 20s. She's like a smart. She should be of this generation, right? But we had to explain, okay, you have to go on the Apple remote, you got to turn the TV on with that remote, and then get to the Disney Plus app, and you got to scroll down, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's TV, that's the one. They need to be a little bit more uniformity to it. Like one remote, inside the TV, everything's accessible from the same interface.
I think everyone needs to get an Apple TV device because it's the same. It's just like,
but yeah, that's what we use, and it is easier than whatever my parents are doing. I'll say that.
Yeah.
All right, good app. Emergency app.
We did it. We banged it out.
We banged it out, and we saved Christmas.
That's right.
So thank you guys for listening. Hopefully my bags will be here soon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they're not, something to talk about next week.
That's right. as you're just, you show up just wearing all Holland America attire.
Yeah, just a big corporate shill. Thanks everybody for listening. Join the Patreon. By the time you're listening to this, our bonus episode will be up. Ooh, where we talk with my good buddy Mike Cummings about quitting, about famous quitting, not famous, but just like big quitting stories, like storming out on the job. There's a lot. I
just got a text. I know we're signing off. I just got a text from my brother that said, "Did you know the Cavalry is listed on IMDb?" So check that out, folks. I don't know how that is, or if that.
What's our star meter at?
Huh?
Oh, and shout out to my friend AJ who texted me, and he was a good high school buddy of mine, and he did stand up at least for a little while. I'm not sure if he's still doing it in Seattle. really funny dude. And he said he just texted me to say he's a listener and he loves the Cavalry.
Oh, well, shout out.
Never know who's out there listening. So tell your friends, check us out on IMDb. Raise that star meter.
Yeah.
My wife would always, because Heidi's on IMDb because she did the couple TV things, and she'd always check her star meter.
What is her star meter?
I don't know. Look it up. So can you see? You might have to have IMDb.
I'm on it right now.
She gets sad if her star meter goes down.
I don't know what.
Oh. Type in Heidi Hayward. Heid.
Hayward.
Hayward. W.
There it is. There she is. The Goldbergs.
What's the star meter? I'm nervous.
Where is it?
Oh, I don't know. See, that's what I mean. You might have to have pro.
Oh, I do not have pro.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll reveal Heidi's star meter.
All right. Well, yeah. Next, I'll ask my brother to look it up, and we'll reveal that next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening
to
the Cavalry.
Cavalry.